The gentleman stood and he extremely delighted and greatly honored to launch the first ever National Education Federal Grants organized National Science and Technology Competition 2017. On the same note, today again, for the first time, we will be recognizing and awarding all those students who have excelled in 2016 external examinations in the field of science and technology, our toppers, the bright minds who will push the frontier. The gentlemen, this historic event today marks yet another milestone achievement for science and technology, education and teaching, and which is a big plus point to education as a whole. At this juncture, I welcome and thank all recipients, parents, teachers, principals, who have made the journey to be here today. Ladies and gentlemen, science and technology is one of the vital elements in our daily lives. The need for these two subjects has perhaps never been more important than in today's highly advanced and sophisticated global society. The ascendancy of science and technology in the world is undeniable, and it can be safely said that human survival rests in science and technology as much as the rest on food, air, water, and shelter. Ladies and gentlemen, the global development and prosperity of countries depend to a large extent on our ability to understand how and why things work like they do. The entire world is now facing new challenges and phenomena. It is only our knowledge of science and technology which will help us to explain the mechanics and reasons behind the daily functioning of complex systems which range from human body to sophisticated modern methods of transport as well as climate conditions. Our ability to inculcate this knowledge amongst our children and students will determine our ability to deal with this and other problems in the future. We should use this knowledge to understand new concepts, develop policies, and make well-informed decisions in pursuing our interests. Science and technology also helps to provide tactile and visible proof for many facts we read about in books and see on television. This helps to increase understanding and help children and teenagers to retain their knowledge. Without science and technology, we will not be able to develop curious minds as well as develop the ability for children to think critically. Ladies and gentlemen, the global world is now squarely focused on exploring and initiating developments and progress by means of science and technology development. The focus has never been greater than in this century, where Chinese science has already been achieved worldwide in terms of new discoveries and experiments. The science and technology innovation has seen the epitome of human invention. A lot of human contemporary issues, ever-threatening complications in the past, are now eliminated through science and technology innovation. Serious threats to human forms of land, air, space, food, water, and energy are now removed with new developments. Just last week, UNESCO facilitated a meeting with education ministers of the Pacific region in Samoa, which I attended, to discuss science and technology policy making in the Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, without regular progress in development in science and technology, economies, societies, regions in the world will become stagnant. For progress for any society, any country to progress, we need progress in science innovations. Ladies and gentlemen, to say the least, we need to invest strategically and relentlessly in developing important science and technology development in our region. However, ladies and gentlemen, we have not seen much of a positive mindset towards science and technology education in Fiji. This is reflected in the data on students enrolling in science and technology subjects in secondary schools. If you look at the data, in 2015, that's a key science subjects, about 4,172 students were enrolled. This rose slightly in 2016 to 4,516, And this year we will have 3,300 profile and slightly over 1,000. So approximately 24% of the students are only opting for science. Chemistry, in 2015, 4,147 students enrolled. 2016, slight increase to 4,510. Major drop in this year, 3,047. So 22% students are opting for chemistry. Computer studies, in 2015, 3,174. In 2016, 3,609. This year, significant reduction, substantial reduction to 2,733 and profile of 1,000. 20% of the students are, only 20% of the students are opting to take computer studies. Physics, 2015, 3,108. 2016, 3,147. And this year, substantial reduction by 1,000. 2,181, only 15.8% of the students are opting for physics, to do unpaid physics. So technical going 15.6%, students are opting to take technical going, physics 15.8%, this is the above, office technology 4.1%, home economics 7.3%, computer studies 20.2%, chemistry 24.5%, biology 24.6%. You can see that biology, chemistry around 20 to 25%, physics by 15.8%. This is year 12. Similarly, in year 18, you know, biology 25.9% this year, chemistry 26%, computer studies 23%, physics 14.8%, home economics 8%, office 24%. Ladies and gentlemen, you would know that less than a quarter of students are opting to undertake subjects in science and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, the preconceived ideas that science and technology subjects are difficult, that there are a lack of career opportunities in science and technology, in PG, parents pressurizing children to adapt to career activities that are more readily available and less complicated, which are principally because of low interest of children in science and technology from an early age are some of the main contributing factors to this low level of uptake of science and technology subjects in our school system. Not only this, ladies and gentlemen, performance in science subjects can be poor. Generally, students have a preconceived notion and a fear of science subjects, and therefore they tend to give up before getting to the field. Let's look at how the performance has been in science subjects. In biology, year 12, 2016, 62% pass rate, chemistry 53% pass rate, physics 40% pass rate. 2015, 56% pass rate in biology, 35% pass rate in chemistry, 64% pass rate in physics. You can see, on an average, we are making a progress in terms of improving pass rate, but still the pass rates are quite low. The average mark in biology, year 12, last year was 55, chemistry was 51, and physics was 54. Similarly, in year 18, the biology pass rate in 2015 was 40%, last year it went up to 43%. Chemistry in 2015 was 34% pass rate, last year it went up to 49%. Physics 57% 2015, reduction to 45% last year. So, relatively amongst these three subjects, we introduce substantial amount of work in the area of physics, but overall, all of them needs major input in terms of raising the performance of our students, already in low numbers in these subjects. In general, some of the effects of lack of science and technology development in the nation are poor ability to deal with contemporary problems in certain areas. We need to ensure that our policy making is assisted by solid, rigorous scientific research based on scientific methodology. Without that, we will have weak policy making and it will affect our ability to make sharper strategies to deal with contemporary issues that we face in society. The other issue is inability to maintain proper levels in different phases of the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the global progress of the nation is mainly dependent on economic prosperity, not mentioned. And I said, as I wrote earlier on, is the ability to strengthen the country depends really on our ability to undertake science and technology research. It is only through science and technology research that we can push the frontier which will allow countries to grow and raise productivity. Otherwise, countries, regions will remain stagnant. Ladies and gentlemen, there is also impact, there will also have impact on science and technology research. There will also have an impact on our ability to maintain biodiversity as well as genetic gene pool, which will affect our ability to have a sustainable economy. Ladies and gentlemen, climate change is slowly but surely changing our landscapes. In nature, we are so proud of and there is biodiversity which defines our beauty. The rest of the world is at stake. The mangrove swamps, coastal coconut palms, beaches are slowly being starved of rich nutrients, but now becoming inundated with salt water. Flora and fauna, which were also once endemic are now getting endangered and some quickly or becoming extinct. This will lead to very weak nation states in the future. Because the sustainable growth and development of countries depends to a large extent on our ability to sustain and maintain reasonable amounts of natural resources. This is the number of history of education that the last campaign started from today to strengthen science and technology education in teaching. The launch of today's competition which deals with the sciences line has been regularly orchestrated around the interest of students in the fields of science and technology. That is why this competition is for year 9 students. Because that is the time they'll be making critical decisions. They are going to reward the winners handsomely, which is a clear signal certifying the intelligence in science and technology education in this area is supposed to be over. The theme sums up the importance of science and technology, and I'm sure students will be excited to take part in this competition. Details of which will be provided by Director Curriculum later in this program, and a second upload will be sent to all schools later today. Ladies and gentlemen, on another note, some students have done extremely well in the field of science and technology last year. This is really exciting as we have now ventured into recognizing and rewarding these students, acknowledging publicly their excellent effort, at the same time motivating others on what they can achieve in the future. Together with this high-tier students, we must recognize the teachers, the principals, and the parents who have been behind the scenes doing very hard to ensure the really good students are fulfilled. The business science and development is start to gain a greater commitment to all government authorities and youth. This conversely led up to development in the modern era. Countries with good nature is not are outside of the more complicated scenarios and prosperous in the success and prosperity of all levels.
Science and technology, we need to take worldwide examples and learn from it. We have now stepped in to ensure science and technology education flourishes in future, and this is the beginning.
So with these words, it's my pleasure to launch this competition today, and along with it, I congratulate all the students who are toppers last year, year 12 and taking science, technology, and mathematics subjects. I look forward to providing course to the students, and I look forward to joining my colleagues in providing you details of the competition, national competition in science and technology. Stress that I launched by the Institute of Education. Thank you.